MicroStrategy can't fail because they changed their name to strategy. Where people would think, oh, it's MicroStrategy. It's just a little strategy. It's not a small strategy. It's a big strategy. There's a reason why Michael Saylor changed the name of MicroStrategy to just strategy. It was a stroke of brilliance because he knows that the stock needs to trade at the highest premium possible. So he changed the name to strategy so that the stock could trade at a premium to Bitcoin, to its Bitcoin holdings. Now, the fact that the stock is trading below Bitcoin just means that if he didn't change the name, it would have already failed. It would have already gone bankrupt. Michael Saylor knows exactly what he's doing, and him changing the name to strategy was a stroke of brilliance that ensures MicroStrategy's success. And I'm shocked that people are doubting him because it's not a micro strategy. What he's doing is not just some micro strategy. And a lot of people are fudding MicroStrategy or strategy. They basically want to imagine this sort of fear porn scenario where MicroStrategy is going to go to zero. And the biggest reason they're doing this is because MicroStrategy's net worth is now worth 10 billion less than their Bitcoin holdings. They hold $55 billion of Bitcoin. Imagine that. They hold $55 billion of Bitcoin and their stock is only worth 45 billion. How the hell is that possible? You must think that something is wrong, something is going crazy, they're blowing up, they're gonna sell. Who knows? But what people are noting is this, okay? They have 641,000 holdings of Bitcoin and the stock is worth less than that. Some people saying MicroStrategy blowing up would be bigger than FTX. It's the biggest existential crisis that Bitcoin as an asset is facing. They're the single biggest buyer of Bitcoin for years. So the idea that they must unwind, they have 3% of the asset. There's a lot of people that would want to short that decrease. And this is in the midst of everybody spreading FUD that MicroStrategy sold. But MicroStrategy is for the first time talking about selling. I've literally never seen Saylor talk about selling ever. And he's now talking about selling. Let's watch this. This is worrisome, man.
Of 1 times MNAV, the most efficient thing for a public company like ours to do is to sell the equity. Below 1 times MNAV, we just get lots of questions. And there are skeptics that are doubtful, well, could you sell the Bitcoin? Would you sell the Bitcoin? And the answer is yes, we could sell the Bitcoin. We could also sell Bitcoin derivatives. And we would do that because that's in the best interest of the shareholders. And because it's in the best interest of the shareholders, it's best for the company and therefore best for the Bitcoin community, as well as the credit community, as well as the equity investors. Above 1 times MNAV, the most efficient thing for a public company like ours to do is to sell the equity. Below 1 times MNAV, we just get lots of questions.
Dude, and he is going to sell the damn fucking Bitcoin? And what's scary is it is literally his responsibility as the CEO of a public company to do what is in the best interest of the company and what is in the best interest of the shareholders. So if the shareholders want him to sell Bitcoin, then he's going to have to maybe sell Bitcoin. And he's the biggest Bitcoin holder in the world. That is terrifying. A lot of people think that MSTR is so bad that they are going to get shorted into the ground. And then people are so obsessed with the idea of, oh, everyone's going to try to short it in the ground, that they're already imagining a short squeeze. They're already imagining a short squeeze that isn't even there yet. This is how bullish people want to be. This is how sad of a situation we're in. They want strategy to be shorted into the ground and be forced to sell their Bitcoin at lows. That would be a nightmare. Does that mean Bitcoin itself or BTC equities? Does it really matter? I've yet to understand if it really mattered because he says sell Bitcoin or sell Bitcoin derivatives. It's just selling with extra steps, brother. Peter Schiff has weighed in, notorious Bitcoin bear. This guy has hated Bitcoin for its entire existence. He's saying, today's the beginning of the end for MicroStrategy. Saylor was forced to sell stock, not to buy Bitcoin, but to buy US dollars merely to fund MSTR's interest and dividend obligation. The stock is broken, the business model is a fraud, and Saylor is the biggest con man on Wall Street. Listen, man, a lot of people think it's a Ponzi, and MicroStrategy recently opening up a USD USD treasury is really confusing. I'm not going to lie. It's really confusing. MicroStrategy has announced the formation today. They've announced the formation of a $1.4 billion USD reserve and an increase in its Bitcoin reserve to 650,000 BTC. So they sold stock for a bunch of USD and some Bitcoin. Why is he selling MicroStrategy stock for US dollars? Because he owes interest on the money he borrowed. So it's a little bit nerve-wracking. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit nerve-wracking. Let's see some of the signs of this, man. We'll look at the PA in a sec.
Over the last 2 weeks, Andrew, we've generated $5.4 billion in BTC gains. We're making $500 million a day. I'm staring at my screen and we're selling dollar bills for $3, sometimes a million times a minute. And so it's not impossible. I mean, we may very well be the most profitable company in the United States, growing the fastest right now, because there's not many companies that are making $500 million a day doing what they're doing. And so if you don't like Bitcoin, you don't want any piece of it. But if you like Bitcoin, then this is a monster for you. Over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. So a lot of people pointing out, listen, man, there's no such thing as a money printing machine. You can't just borrow dollars and print money. He was saying they were selling dollar bills for $3. That's very Ponzi-like. It's very Ponzi-like. And this is really the scary thing, because Michael Saylor has been the biggest Bitcoin bull of all time. And now he's even putting on the screen, sell Bitcoin, is a change from what we've seen in the past. It's terrifying. Let's look at the MicroStrategy chart. Ooh, this is no good, guys. This is no good. Oh my God. I mean, people who bought this thing were saying it's kind of like levered Bitcoin. And it seems like they were right. Bitcoin is down, 25, 30%, but this thing is down 75% from highs. So, disgusting, man. It's awful. And the fear is basically at all-time highs. So the reason to be bullish would be basically all anyone in the crypto world is talking about is how MicroStrategy is unraveling. So the kinder outlook would be that Bitcoin is in a good place to buy, strategy is in a good place to buy because it's trading under its stock value. That's more of a reason to purchase, it seems. That's more of a reason to believe. Well, also, there's so many BTC ETF announcements left, right, and center. Okay, this is what a friend just told me. Okay, this is some insider. You guys ready for this? Insider told me just got off with the JP Morgan risk team. This is could be total hearsay, by the way. Just got off with the JP Morgan risk team. It's a whale game to try to push MSTR out. MSTR is transforming into a bank to offer loans, crypto custody, and RWAs. JPM is the same. And he thinks that because they were minus 10 billion and still didn't have to sell, MSTR is probably fine. They were in such a terrible spot and they still didn't get fucked and they still survived. So apparently they're going to be fine. But all these things like punk strategy and MicroStrategy, they just seem to unravel. There is no easy way out. There's no easy way to wealth. Why would you buy MicroStrategy if you could buy a Bitcoin ETF? MicroStrategy used to be appealing because there wasn't a way to buy Bitcoin on the stock market. And you could buy MicroStrategy to get exposure on, let's say, your Charles Schwab account. But now it makes you wonder, why would anyone buy MicroStrategy and why would it ever trade above its NAV again? There is no easy way to wealth. There is no Ponzi easy way to wealth. You have to actually create value in this world. And Bitcoin is not looking good. It's just not looking the best.